Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Beauty, also known as the Rich Aunt. Your girl has been gone, but I'm back. But you can't keep a good woman down. So guys, I hope you all are well. I hope you are great. Happy Easter weekend. I hope you all are having a great Passover weekend. And my prayer is that whatever that you have been going through, that as we pass over this weekend, it also passes over. You leave it behind, and we are going to start on a clean slate. So today is the last day of the month of March, and you all by now know how obsessed I am with, a beginning of a quarter or an end of a quarter and reflecting on the quarter that just passed. So we're just closing off the first quarter of the year 2024, and I'd like to encourage you to reflect on the past 3 months. How has it been? How have you set the tone for the year? And if there are things that you haven't started well on, maybe this is the time to pause and just reflect to say, what is it that you didn't do right, and what is it can we do right going forward? Because the most important thing about reflecting is that you look at the things that have not gone well, and you come up with action plans to say how are we going to fix this going forward. So we are getting into a new quarter from tomorrow, and what I have done personally, I took down my vision board and I was busy doing my reflection. I reflected on all areas of my vision board, and I also checked what is it that we did well and where do we need to improve, especially now that we are going to go into a new quarter. So I I was busy with this. So this is my vision board. So it's a chart that I put at the back of my wall, right? So then I have been reflecting on everything that I wrote. So my vision board has about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements. We looking at career and purpose, finances, family, relations, and spiritual and self, right? So those are the points on my vision board. So on every area there are goals that I've set for myself, right? So as I was busy reflecting, I took it off the wall and I went through everything to check where are we when it comes to, say for example, self, right? My goal under self was to exercise regularly, increase my level of self-love, and I said they do solo dates, self-care dates once in 2 months, take a solocation, be in good health, be surrounded with genuine love, more travels, and attend more events. So then I was reflecting, that's just one area of the vision board. I was reflecting on that to say, okay, we said that we want to travel more. We want to attend more events. How many events have I attended in the first quarter? And what was the goal? Did I want to attend 2 events, 3, or just one? So if it's one, did we go to an event? Did we purchase a ticket for an event? And I was just reflecting on that. So as I was busy reflecting, I was doing it on my journal that I use on a daily basis. So then I was looking at areas and then checking how did we do in that certain area. Like for example with self, I said, okay, I was reflecting, did we attend events, did we do solo dates, did we go out, like I said, did I go to a spa, what did I do for myself? And as I was reflecting, I realized that okay, there's things that I didn't really do for myself. Like I haven't gone on a solo date, I haven't taken myself to the spa because I promised myself that I want to take myself to a spa at least once in a quarter, but we didn't do that. So as I reflect and I plan for the next quarter, now I put in the actions to say, okay, on this date, we're actually going to go on a spa date. On this day, we're going to go on a solo date. So as I was reflecting on my vision board, then I came up with action plan to say that the things that are not achieved, this is what we are going to do. So I've planned the next 3 months. I've planned what am I doing in April, in May, and in June. So this 3 months, I've looked at all the areas: my finances, my family life, my relationships, my career and purpose. what is it that I did well and what is it that I did not do well? What am I going to do better? So it has been a very great exercise. It took me, I think it was about 2 to 3 hours, going through the vision board, going through each and every area and coming up with this action plan to say, this is what I will be doing. I know when it comes to, say, for example, relationships, like specifically my friendships, I haven't spent time with my friends. There are friends that I haven't seen in over a year. And now, as I was reflecting, I was actually planning that in the next 3 months, I'm going to visit this friend. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this with this one. And obviously, my vision board covers everything. So from my finances to my relationships. So obviously the dates will need money. So do we have the money? Where are we going to get the money? Right? So I have been looking at all those areas, and there are areas that I did very, very well, like my finances. As I was reflecting on them, I in this quarter I planned to save about 10,000 rand, right? And as I was reflecting and I was looking at the money that I have saved in the first quarter, I saved around 14,000 rand, and that is through my stockfiles and my socials, right? So as I was reflecting that, oh, in 3 months I was able to save 14,000 rand. So then I set a goal for the next quarter, that in the next quarter I want to save 20,000 rand, because at the beginning of the year I said that I'm saving money for my balloon payment, and that needs about 60,000 rand. So how am I going to save for that? And I have sticked to the plan. So I've seen that in the first 3 months I was able to save 14,000 rand, and now my goal in this next quarter is to save 20,000 rand. So I really believe in reflecting. I believe in doing a vision board. There was a podcast that I was listening to the other day, and this woman was talking about things that successful people do, right? And he said that one of the things that successful people do is that they write a vision board, né? And then after writing the vision board, they review the vision board as regular as possible. And that is why those people are actually successful. So it does not help to have a vision board, but then you do not actually go back and reflect on it. So after maybe a quarter, I don't know how you set time for yourselves. Remember, when you do a vision board, when you do goals, one of the things is that your goals must be smart. Again, they must be specific, they must be measurable, they must be attainable, they must be realistic, and there must be a time frame on it. So I put a quota for myself. I put 3 months to say, okay, this is the goal, right? So we break it down into quarters, and then I know that in this quarter, this is what we are doing. And every quarter, then I reflect. Sometimes I reflect on a monthly basis to say, okay, I said we're gonna exercise regularly. In this month, have we exercised? Remember the previous time I had a problem with exercising in the morning, doing like exercises. So now, as I was reflecting one of the months, I realized that I'm not able to exercise. But then I realized that I actually enjoy doing walks in the morning. I take about an hour walk, meditating and praying on the road. It refreshes me. But if I didn't reflect monthly, I wouldn't have known. So now when I reflect on the quarter to say, okay, we said that we want to exercise more, I've actually now started to pouring in my own cup of being fit by walking every single morning for an hour, and I am enjoying that. And if I didn't reflect in the last couple of months, I wouldn't have been where I am today. I wouldn't have identified that, okay, I fail when it comes to exercising. I can't do it. My lungs can't carry me. My body can't carry me when I do all those stretches. But then as I reflected, I found something that actually works for me. So imagine if I had to wait for 3 months only to find something that works. So I believe that particular speaker when they said that successful people are successful because they review their goals, they review their vision boards on a regular basis. So a regular basis can be monthly, can be weekly, can be quarterly. whichever way that you want to do it. But then you need to sit down and reflect. You need to sit down and check out. And the other thing about reflecting, it also motivates you. You know, the fact that I was able to save 14,000 rand, then I was like, I'm going to challenge myself in the next quarter to save 20,000 rand. How am I going to do it? I need to be intentional about it. There's other things that I need to cut off. And I know that for me to get to 20,000 rand, it means that I need to save 6,000 more than what I saved in the quarter. So what am I going to do? How am I going to get that extra 6,000 rand? Now it has to look at where are we going to find the money. We need to work hard at work. We get team awards. It means that from the 20% that we got, we then need to get say 30%. So that means that I need to show up better. I need to push my team more than I have pushed them so that I can get more money. So there's ways that I can get this money, and I know that I must just go and find a way on how are we going to get that money. So it means that saving also means that you need to spend less. So it means that we are cutting on other expenses, whatever that we've been spending a lot of money on, we are going to find a way to cut so that we can get to that 20,000 goal. So I encourage you that as we are going to start the second quarter of the year 2024, you go, you reflect, and you set goals that are realistic. You review to say that, did I do well here? If I didn't do well, what was the challenge? Let's work on the challenge. Let's break down the challenge in small bits and pieces and see how can we resolve that. You know, I've had a very difficult month. The month of March was very challenging. The reason that I was not able to show up onto the YouTube space, it was because I was going through things, you know. I don't have an assistant anymore at work. So it means that work itself is a bit hectic, right? And I got sick. My health was just something else. I got sick. I had to be booked off, and it was, and the way I got sick, ne, like what made me sick, if I was not exercising, it could have been worse than the way it was. So you see that everything that you do contributes to your life. So when I exercise, whatever it is that affected my health, it affected it in a way that it could have been worse if I was not exercising. Much as this month was challenging, it was also great. I attended Wisdom and Wellness Fest 24. It was the healing edition. It was such a great event. I came back with my cup full. I came back ready to take over the world. So I realized that these are the things that actually fill me up. So now, in the next quarter, I need to find another event to go and attend. I need to make sure that I find myself in spaces that actually make me feel alive. Going to church every Sunday, it is the best thing ever in my life. It sets the tone for the week. So I make sure that I don't miss church. So as I was busy reflecting, spiritually I have goals, right? So my goal is that I attend church, I become active in church, I tithe, I offer, I do all the things that needs to be done in the house of the Lord. And that on its own, when I go to church on Sunday, when I come back and I plan for the week, trust me, I plan it with a different perspective. I plan it understanding who God says I am, what God says I can do, and believe you me, when I show up in that week, I show up better. And you only identify these things when you reflect. So I reflected that, you know what, one thing that fills my cup is going to church. And if I miss church, hey, the week becomes something else, So I try by all means to say that I prioritize my Sunday services. I know that Sunday I'm going to church no matter what. No pay uyazi. Sunday is the day of the Lord, But then it takes reflection and looking into yourself to say, what are these things that satisfy my soul, that satisfies me as an individual? Maybe it is going out to a restaurant by yourself. Maybe that fills up your own cup. If you identify that is the one thing, then you need to invest time into actually doing it. Maybe being with people doesn't fill you up. Maybe it is only when you go to a restaurant, one of your favorites, whether it's expensive or not expensive, but it makes you feel better to sit down and be served in a restaurant. When you come back with, something in you that says, you know what, this is the life. I remember when I came back from the Unlimited Fest. Remember, I went to the conference. The conference was in Sandton. So we were in Sandton 4 ways for the whole week. Ne? And when I came back, I was like, you know what? My whole being belongs in that side of the province, or of Gauteng, of Pretoria, of Johannesburg, because I felt like I belonged there. I felt like my life, man, is here. Ne? When I went to the Unlimited Fest, it was in Midrand in Kyalani, and when we broke for lunch, I went to the closer center. Sorry, I went to the closest center and I went to buy myself lunch. And as I was driving, I don't know, is it waterfall something? As I was driving in, I was like, I'm man, I belong here, and it was the whole experience. It was the event and just being in that area that made me feel so much alive. And when I come back, I prayed different prayers. I'm like, God, le ndawo le ngifuna ukuhlala kuyo, and when I came back from the event itself, from the speakers, like we had your Connie Ferguson, that was the keynote speaker. There was Usku and Nosy that spoke on relationship. It healed the relationship that I had with my partner. I came back and I reflected to say, Mara, umuntu wami ngiyamthanda, Mara. Do I really give my best in this relationship? So when I came back, I looked at life in a different way. So I know that events give me that, because I get the time to actually reflect and say, Connie Ferguson spoke on loving your family. When you spend time with them, do it genuinely. And now, when I spend time with my family, like for this school holidays, my niece and my nephew are home, right? I make sure that I spend time with them, I play with them, I do the things that they enjoy, because, guys, you never know when life will not be the way it is. Maybe I will get married and go away, and then I can't see them for a while. So every moment matters. Every specific time that you spend with your loved ones, it matters. So now I do it wholeheartedly. When my sisters are home, I spend time with them. I do the things that they like. They like watching series, and so sometimes I just make sure that, you know what, I diarize that. Much as I love spending time by myself, being alone, and I know that I have family. I have family goals to say that I want to spend more intentional time with my family. And as I reflect, I was like, did I spend time with them? What is it that I can do? They enjoy doing this, let me do it with them. So reflecting is very important. And if your vision board did not cover all the areas of your life, I would say go and refine. In the month of March, we have been refining our vision board. Make sure that your vision board cover every area of your life. Family, finances, your spiritual life, your relationships, your career and purpose, everything. You need to look at them individually and plan for them. Plan for them. So I'm so happy. I'm so excited about the next quarter. I'm looking forward to starting a brand new month. There's something that comes with a new month, with a new quarter. Something, man, comes with that new thing. There's that power of new beginnings, of saying we are starting again. And also, coming from the Passover weekend, I'm ready to let other things go, man. Let other things, pass by. I'm leaving them behind and I'm starting on a new slate, and I'm looking forward to have a great month. I'm looking forward to have a great quarter. I'm looking forward to showing up more in the YouTube space, because I'm now at a better state. I feel so much better. And yeah, I can plan my things so much better. And also, I can make time to sit down and record this, because I know that I'm inspiring some of you guys, and you all are, going there and executing on the things that I share. I'm not an expert, but I'm someone that loves living a fulfilling life. Yeah? And yeah, so as we get into the new month, getting into the new quarter, make sure that you do your best. Work on you, invest in you. Yeah? My cousin posted this words that I'd like to leave you with, that says, without confidence, you are defeated in this life. Because with confidence, you actually have won even before you have started. So work on your confidence. Make sure that when you show up confidently. I love you so much. Until the next video. Mwah.